Strong woman, the power of mentorship. How many of us can agree that great mentorship can actually help us when we don't even feel like we are worthy? Great mentorship can kickstart us into our purpose and our missions. Great mentorship can help pull things out of us when we may not be able to see ourselves. And how many of us know that poor mentorship can cripple us? Poor mentorship can damage missions. Poor mentorship can crucify nations and generations. Poor mentorship has the power to annihilate purpose. Mentorship is so key. Mentorship plays a personal and professional part in our lives. And we're going to explore what mentorship is. We're going to explore what mentorship isn't, how to even find a mentor, and how to build positive, impactful mentor relationships. I think this is a big topic. And the reason why I think it's a big topic, because over the years, especially since I have been, so deep into my personal development, I've seen really, really good mentorship. And I tell you this, really good mentorship makes you excited. Really good mentorship ignites something in you. Really good mentorship will have you bouncing off the walls with just excitement for the future. But I've seen really, really challenging mentorship that has crippled people. Has anyone ever experienced church hurt? Anyone ever experienced the sometimes immature or poor leadership, and you just know what that feeling is like? I remember having a manager when I used to work in a bank, and this man was just, he gave me anxiety. No matter how well I did, it just was never good enough. Never, ever good enough. And I always felt like I had to keep doing the most. And I remember one conversation I had with him, which literally had me on the floor, literally broke me. And the thing is, it wasn't what he said was wrong, because what he said was actually right, but it was how he said it. And I realized as well that great mentorship that will ignite you to go into a new realm, there's got to be a relationship there. There's got to be a way of connection. There's got to be a way where there's an understanding of mutual communication. Because no matter if, have you ever heard the saying, it's not just about the message, it also is about how that message has been said, right? How many of us have spouses? I was talking to you yesterday about my husband's way of just saying it as it is. And in the first year of marriage, I was like, oh my God, it's doing me in. In his mind, he's just being honest. With me, I'm like, can you take time a little bit? There's not always about what is said, because most people could almost have the eye to say what they see, but it's how they say it. It's from what the part of the heart that they're speaking for. So, what is a mentor? A mentor is a good listener. A great mentor doesn't just hear, but they actively listen. They create a safe space for you to share, ask questions, and talk through challenges. One of the things I saw with really great mentorship is always allowing that room to discover more information. A cheerleader, they celebrate your wins. No matter how small, it reminds you of your strengths and potential, especially when you doubt yourself. A great mentor will always be your number one cheerleader. But there'll also be an honest voice. A mentor provides constructive feedback with kindness. So they will always have your best interests at heart and your purpose best interests at heart, and clarity. They're going to give you clarity, not just dictatorship, but tell you why they're giving you that constructive feedback. They will never shy away from the truth, but they frame it in a way that will encourage your growth, not discouragement. When you speak to that mentor, you should feel encouraged. You should feel empowered. They also provide a safe space. Trust and confidentiality are the cornerstone of mentorship. You should feel free to share your struggles. You know you ain't going to hear it back on road. Come on now, somebody. Your fears and your dreams without fear of judgment or gossip. They're a good role model. A good mentor embodies the values in which they teach, that they encourage you with. Their actions, their words, and their decisions reflect integrity. Now, this is something so important because a lot of the time people look for the outer. When they're looking for mentorship, they're looking for the mentor that seems to have, all of these flashy things. But a good role model will reflect integrity, resilience. Their words match their decisions. Come on now, somebody. And they are committed to living a life aligned with principles. That's one thing with me. I don't care how much money you got. Come on now. I don't care how much influence you have. If you don't have integrity, if you ain't coming from a space where you are aligned with the key principles, the Holy Spirit, you can't mentor me. We ain't playing that game. True mentor is a servant leader. Mentorship is about putting the growth of the person above your own agenda. Lead by serving, guiding you with wisdom and humility, and genuinely wanting to see you succeed. We have so many examples of great mentorship inside the Bible. You've got Moses and Joshua, and you see how Moses really prepared Joshua for leadership, gradually giving him that little bit more responsibility and showing him how to rely on God. You can check out that relationship in around Numbers 27, 18 to 23. You see that this just evolves, this beautiful relationship between Moses and Joshua. You also see Paul and Timothy. And Paul mentored Timothy, by encouraging him and teaching him, and not just teaching him any old thing, teaching him sound doctrine. Shows us that mentorship should be wise counsel, helping him become a leader. Really, really powerful stuff. We also see Naomi and Ruth, guidance, even telling her how to dress, how to smell, timing, when to go over to Boaz, when to go and do what needs to be done. Beautiful relationship. I tell you what a mentor isn't. A mentor is not a judge or a critic. A mentor is not someone who just constantly points out all your mistakes and makes you feel inadequate. A mentor is not someone that just brings out all the negative. They guide you, but they don't shame you. A mentor should never shame you. I remember one time I had a mentor and, we did a project together and the project went really, really well. Really well. I mean, the project went really well that we made, I say we, because it was their project, so they made most of the money. But I headed up this project and the project made, I'd say at least around 500 to 600,000 pounds. And so it was one of my biggest projects, wasn't the biggest project, but it was one of the biggest projects that I'd done in a while. And so I was really, really excited about it. Like I was pumped up, I was fired up. And so when, the project manager, so to speak, had called me after the project, the day after, it's like, hey, look, let's link up, and we spent, probably half a day together, eating out. He treated me to a great lunch. We just hung out and did a few things, went shopping and all sorts. It was really, really good. And then we sat down to have the evaluation meeting. And I never forget, I was expecting to be told, well done. I was expecting to be told, well done. And instead, I got told, do you think you dress like a millionaire? Do you think you look the part? Do you think that you need to upgrade your wardrobe? That one conversation ruined me for 2 years. I never forget it like it was yesterday. It ruined me for 2 whole years. At no point was it, well done, the project, we've just done this and that. People's lives were changed. People were able to purchase product. People were able to do this and that. This project was fantastic. It was, this is now a 7-figure conversation. Do you think you actually look the part? And because I had them in high regard, because I wanted them to almost validate me, it almost destroyed me. Now, a mentor isn't a friend who always agrees with you. So don't get me wrong. So while a mentor should be understanding, their role isn't to validate your every decision. They're not there to massage your ego. They will challenge you to see different perspectives and grow. A mentor also isn't a fixer. A good mentor understands they can't solve all your problems. They can give you tools, resources, and guidance, but it is ultimately up to you to take action. A mentor realizes that there's no one fits all template. Every single mentor-mentee relationship is unique. And a mentor will never force their experiences or methods on you. Never make you the almost like, oh, you've got to do it in this way. The worst thing a mentor can do is put people in a box, force their experiences on other people, but instead they will help you find the best approach for you. A mentor is not a dictator. A mentor isn't someone who attempts to control you or dictate to you. They empower you to make informed choices. And this is a big one. A mentor is not a replacement of God's guidance. A mentor encourages you to seek wisdom and truth. They should never become a substitute for your personal relationship with the Lord, and they will never contradict. They should never contradict what it says in the word. I'm going to give you some examples here of poor mentorship. King Saul and David. Now, it got to the point where Saul's jealousy of David, he attempted to control David's life. And it showed such a toxic mentor-mentee relationship, which it could literally have held, David back rather than help him grow. To the point of almost wanting to kill your mentee. See, sometimes some mentors don't want you to grow past them. 1 Samuel 18, 6, 9, mercy. Another example is the Pharisees. As mentors, they imposed heavy burdens on others, prioritizing legalism over grace. They serve as an example of mentorship that was over-critical, over-controlling, and actually very, very harming. Okay, you can read that in Matthew 23:4, which goes into a little bit of it. So how do you find a mentor? First of all, you need clarity of your needs and goals. Ask yourself, what am I looking for? Identify the areas in which you need guidance. It could be personal development, career advice, spiritual growth, improving specific skills, relationships, whatever that may be. But you have to understand your goals, because that's what's going to help you to find a mentor whose experiences aligns with your needs. You also have to seek someone who inspires you. Look for individuals who have the values, achievements, and the character that resonates with you. Consider leaders, educators, pastors, community members, whatever, even your colleagues. They must exemplify the traits that you want to develop. Another thing you can do is leverage your community and network. Start with your existing circles. Sometimes you can look around and you can see maybe at church or, professional networks, even educational programs, all different things around you. You never know. You may actually be sitting on the mentor right in front of you. Attend events, workshops, small group meetings. What do they call it? Coffee and, teas or whatever they, lunch mornings and all these kind of things. You could be able to find people there. Don't overlook online communities as well. Online communities, virtual forums like this that are centered on personal and professional growth. Here's one that I think a lot of people make a mistake on. They jump, observe before asking. So before formally asking someone, this is a tip now, and I've got a rush because I can see the time. But before formally asking someone to be your mentor, you got to spend time to learn them. Follow their work, their writings, their content. Listen to their teachings. Hear exactly who they are. See what they're focused on. This is going to give you an insight even on the approach that you should come to them with and ensures you align with their perspective. Someone slid in my DMs yesterday and was like, hey, Nikki, I want to help you, to make first million. I'm like, bro, do you even know me? Like, number one, if you knew me, you knew that that line would be a turn off, not a turn on, because I am not motivated by you telling me that you want to help me make a million. No, bro. Sorry, not interested. You got to learn the people that you actually want to work with. Make the arts thoughtfully. When you approach someone to be, you got to be specific about why you want them to mentor you. Share your goals with them, what you admire about them, and what kind of guidance you're hoping for. Keep the initial request low pressure as well. Sometimes what people do is they come and they just boom. And the mentor's like, oh, okay. Keep it, what's the word? No, not a heavy demand. A mentor will love to pour in, but they also are going to see, okay, is this person actively seeking counsel, or is it literally just, there's a pull, and there's a fine line between it, and I can't explain it because I have people message me all the time. People, voice note me, call me all the time, and I can see the need. I can see it. And I'm like, okay. And mentors are attracted to the vulnerability as well. So this is something that we have to make sure that we are very clear on, that when you're vulnerable, it will also attract that mentor because they can see exactly where they can fill that need. Be patient and persistent. If your first choice says no, don't be discouraged. Remember that mentoring relationships can actually take time. Most of the time, the people that you probably admire and want to mentor are busy. So you've got to keep exploring opportunities to put yourself inside that environment, right? And so few examples, Proverbs 15:22, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. And one of my favorite scriptures, 13:20, Proverbs, if you walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffer harm. This verse reminds us the importance of seeking out God-honoring individuals who can really, really help us to stay on the right path. A good mentor will build trust by keeping your conversations private. A strong mentor is built on values, appreciating your time and effort. One of the things early on that people fail to do when it comes to mentorship is set clear expectations, goals, and boundaries, how to plan that relationship so that it works well. And a mentor will encourage you to grow closer to God and align your life with His word. A mentor will pray with you, help you discern God's direction. A mentor will provide that feedback for you, help you to project into the next level of your life. A mentor will share their own failures. A mentor will never profess to be perfect and encourage you to see your challenges as ways of growth. Bad mentorship lacks respect. Bad mentor will dismiss your ideas or belittle your efforts. The relationship will be more discouraging than uplifting. A bad mentor will be negative or criticized without guidance, only points out the wrong without offering, real solutions and undermining your confidence. A bad mentor is always going to be misaligned with your goals, pushes their own agenda rather than help you to achieve yours. Bad mentor will create confusion and frustration. A bad mentor will have you over dependent on them. If a mentor fosters a relationship where you rely on them for every single thing, where you almost have to edify them for everything, you can't even go toilet without asking that mentor, it will stifle your independence and growth. A mentor who criticizes your plans but doesn't offer any alternatives, prioritizes their own success over recognition of your development, or attempts to control every aspect of your life. Bad mentorship. So we've spoken about what a mentor is and what a mentor isn't, how to find a mentor, the key components of good and bad mentorship relationships. We've even looked at biblical examples of good and bad relationships. And we also spoke about, the impact of good and bad mentorship. I want to encourage you today to ask yourself this question. Do you have a mentor who embodies these qualities? Do you have a mentor? Are you mentored by someone in a way that really aligns with your principles, where you feel like that person really, really cares? I want to advise you as well to look at their key principles. Start to study the way that they live. We live in a world now, social media, where it's so easy to find people. It's so easy to study people. Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. It doesn't take long sometimes to hear the heart of people. And if you are looking for a community of strong, supportive women, where you are going to be able to get not just the physical side, but also the spiritual mentorship, I would love for you to also, really think about joining the Rebuild community. It's a community where, wow, even the masterclass yesterday, 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours of a masterclass. And I'm telling you, people were delivered. We literally set up plans for, from the storytelling and all the way down, to really getting out there and making sales. We spoke about, the spiritual side. But the Rebuild community, is going to provide you not just with mentorship, but accountability, to really go into the next version of yourself, unapologetic, but focused and clear. I think we're in a place right now sometimes where persons have no idea what God has in store for them, no idea what their next step is, no idea how to get to where God has shown them. And I want to encourage you that the Rebuild community is where that needs to be. I want to close on a scripture here again, which is Proverbs 15:22. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Strong Woman this week, we've spoken about not doing it alone. We've spoken about asking for help. We've spoken about really believing and having a mindset of learning and having an environment of learning and looking at everything as an opportunity to learn and grow. And today we've spoken about mentorship and the power of good mentorship. And a bonus for you here is some of us mentor ourselves, which is highly, highly dangerous. Stop telling yourself that you have no one that you can trust, that no one understands you, and that no one can possibly love you because of all the things that you've done. I want to free someone today to actually forgive yourself. If you know that you've had a secret or you've had something that has been eating you up now for years, decades, I want to let you know that there is a God that is the God of forgiveness, a God of grace. And if we can be forgiven by him, then you've got to forgive yourself. You've got to allow yourself to be open and receptive to who God will put in your life, to be able to bless you, to grow to the next level. Don't hurt the help because you're still hurting, but embrace the change. Learn to accept the love. Learn to accept the counsel. And I promise you, your next level is just around the corner. We kick back off on Monday, 7 a.m. It will be the same link, but we're going to be having an energy of growth. So we're going to be seeing some of the incredible rebuilders that will be running this session. I will be back. So you want to keep checking 7 a.m.s, but we're going to have the beautiful Marsha B. We're going to have the beautiful Adina Benjamin. I'm not going to share too many of who we're going to have on these 7 a.m. calls. We also got, I tell you, we have the corporate doctor, Miss Althea, coming up as well. We also have, I know, they're going I just want you to get excited because these ladies have put the work in. These women are a product of mentorship, submission, love, owning their stuff. And I'm just so excited to see what God is doing in their lives. And you're going to hear from them. You're going to hear their expertise. You're going to hear some tips on all different things that they've been able to overcome as well. And we also provide this community because they will also be able to promote what it is that they do. So I want you to come 7 a.m. Keep sharing the link. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend because that's how we grow one brick at a time. So once again, if you haven't already joined the Rebuild community, drop the link right there. I'm encouraging you, find your tribe. This will be it. The Rebuild, built on the book of Nehemiah, brick by brick, rebuilding those walls. It's your girl, Nikki Sutherland. It's been a fabulous, fabulous week with you all. My prayer is that you go off into this weekend, this day today, commanding your territory, knowing that you're worth it, strong woman, and knowing that with wisdom and discernment and the ability to really accept Christ's love, that you definitely do deserve, Christ's love-centered mentorship and relationships. He is love and you deserve love. Keep building brick by brick. I love you all. God bless you. Take care.